Yo, 205 represent, bro. DeAndre here, man. We back with another one, I hope y'all doing good out there. I hope everything is everything, man. I hope y'all doing y'all thing out here in this world, man. You know it's always crazy out here. You know it's some crazy stuff going on. But anyways, man, I think I got a good one for y'all, bro. I want to talk about how what happens to us as kids really truly affects how we develop into adulthood. I thought that was a pretty good topic to talk about, and I wanted to discuss that with y'all, man. I want to talk about, how I'll use myself when a lot of stuff I experienced as a kid, whether it been with family members or whether it been with just dealing with school things or, being in school, because, it's not really talked about a lot how, what goes on in school, in public schools, really, it affects kids a lot, because in schools, you trying to please everybody. You trying to please, so many people. They want to be with the popular crowd. They want to feel like they belong, because in most cases, a lot of times, especially with kids, whether it be in middle school, elementary school, high school, whatever. In most cases, kids, they like to be at school more than they do at home. And why is that? We're gonna dive into it. And me, truthfully, I think that because when you're a kid, right, it's a lot of stuff that you deal with that, your mind is very idle, but you're quick to feel emotions. As soon as you come on this planet, you're ready to feel all these emotions. And a lot of times, because I know for me as a kid, I could sense, like, if, for example, my mother was going through stuff, I could sense that something was wrong with her. And I could feel that she didn't have to tell me. She didn't have to tell me what was wrong, but I could feel that something was off, and that carries to adulthood now. And even with a lot of things that I did experience as a child, if I never healed that, then I wouldn't be, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I wouldn't be who I am today. Because whether I experienced, people getting yelled at, or whether I experienced people yelling at me, or whether I experienced, people beating other people, or I experienced, it's so much. Because a lot of people don't understand that kids really, they gather information far better than you think. It's so much that to this day I still remember what happened as a kid. Like, man, it's so many moments that I remember that, man, I can't even count on my fingers. I can't even count on my fingers, because it's so many memories that I have, whether they be good, whether they be bad. It's so many memories that I truly do have. And I know for a lot of y'all out there, y'all do too. Whether they're good or bad. And in most cases, because if some people are not able to heal from what happened as a kid, a lot of times the reason why people will get angry or sad, it'll probably be because that little child never got healed, or say if when you were little you never got told that you're loved, you never got told that you're valued, you never got told any of these things. You always got told the opposite. You always got told negative things about you. You always got told these things, and therefore you look at situations very differently. Or say if for example, if a woman figure in my life, right, would have wronged me when I was a kid, that could carry to my adulthood. That could probably carry to me having no remorse whatsoever for women. I was reading this story, up on Ted Bundy. If you know who Ted Bundy is, he was a serial killer, and he killed nothing but women. And the reasoning that he did that was because it was a female guardian. It was somebody who was a female, whether it be his mother or whatever the case may be. I think abandoned him was something to that degree, and because of how hurt he felt, that hurt carried into his adulthood. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like for a lot of people, somewhere in there, in that adult you, okay, you have that little girl or that little boy who never got told I love you, or who never got showed there are other ways that you should be loved out here, or never got cared for, or it's that little girl or that little boy in there that has never gotten showed the care that they were supposed to get showed all along. And this is why, even in most cases, why even some people even commit suicides, because that little boy or that little girl never got healed. And it's a deep subject, because not too many people talk about it. Not too many people really truly dive in to their childhood and dive into what it was like, and whether it be an argument that say you or your parents had, or say an argument that both of your parents had, or say you have siblings and they just did something crucial to you. Like anything that happened in your childhood, if you don't really fully see it and evaluate it in your inner self, then you will probably never know to this day that you've had stuff that really truly affected you. And when I did, a self-evaluation on myself and reflect on my childhood, I could see where in a lot of cases I could have been like people. I could have most definitely been like people. And it ain't have necessarily got to do with parents. No. It could have been the people that I went to school with. It could have been the people that I was around, that I hung around. I could have most definitely been like them. You know what I'm saying? I could have most definitely been like them, but I didn't. But I knew a lot of times that I could have been like them. And it was things that did affect me as a child, whether it been how people handled arguments, or whether it been how I seen people beat other people. And it's like, for example, punishments, right? You have people who whoop their kids. And I'm not the person to say, you do whatever you want with your child, it's your child. But I know for me, if I didn't like getting whooped, right, as a child, why would I want my child to endure that, like, and people think all these whoopings and stuff, they make your child better, but you gotta understand something. All you're doing is creating another you. You're not creating a better you. Because there's so many people out here, instead of whooping your child, try to conversate with your child. Try to have emotional connection with your child. But a lot of people don't really know it's other ways out here to really truly communicate with your child, because that's how they were raised. You were raised by getting whooped, so you gonna do the same. It's a generational curse in a way, it's a generational curse in a way. And a lot of people don't see it like that. Or a relationship. As a kid, you see, before you even hit the age of 10, your parents separate, or say that they haven't separated, but the way they handle arguments is not great. And that, that carries into you. You think, since that's how the way they handled it, that's how the way I'm supposed to handle it. I've witnessed people yelling. I've witnessed people cussing people out. I've witnessed all of that as a kid. I witnessed all of that, and I've almost thought that was the way that you had to handle things. It's not, life and everything really truly taught me, that's not the way to go about it. And see, like, that's something that could have really truly affected my adulthood. Before I really started to, really truly go into my inner self and really truly see life differently and everything, man, I could see many points in myself. I could see many areas in my life that I could have been really truly fucked up at. You know what I'm saying? I seen where I could have really truly been fucked up at. So to really do that discovery and do that self-reflecting, it really changed me. It made me see another light. Because what kid hasn't experienced a lot of crazy, traumatic things? Tell me what kid hasn't, And because even some older adults, who take care of these kids because they ain't got their head on right, they make that child not have their head on right. I mean, come on, how many people that because of the parent or whatever parent or guardian they had, because their mind was messed up, they didn't get the right structure, they didn't get the right guidance, you know what I'm saying? And it just, like I said, a generational curse. And it's just fact, man. You grow up into your 40s or your 50s and you think you got it all down, but little do you know, these older folk did not treat you the right way. They treated you the wrong way because the person even before them thought it was the right way and they just carried it on. And that's one thing that I had to realize, because I knew I wanted to change. I knew that I didn't want to be what I've experienced. I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be it at all. And I knew a change has to come within my bloodline. A change has to come. Somebody has to turn this thing around for the better and have their head on straight. And that's what really truly, one of the things that really truly woke me up, because like I said, it was so much stuff that I experienced as a kid, like Would have been, like I said, people getting cussed out, people fighting, you know, people banging on stuff, you know, like it affects a child, or even what you say around a child. You know what I'm saying? What you even say around a kid, it affects the child. Like I cannot stress this enough. Be careful what you say around kids, because I'm telling you, they see more than what you think they see, and they hear more than what you think they hear. And you got to do that, man. But a lot of people don't see it, and finally when they want to see it, it's too late. You know, that monster that is probably created, more than likely, is probably because of you. You know, and I just feel like we really truly need to dive deeper within ourselves to see that, man. But man, I really just truly wanted to dive into that with y'all, man. Like I said, bro, what you see as a kid, it does affect your adulthood, but don't let it define you. Okay, if you notice it's some things or some areas that's wrong, please, by all means, do that self-evaluation and think to yourself, am I really moving right? Am I really talking right? Am I really doing, you know, sometimes to really get the greatest light, that bloodline, that generational curse, it has to be broken, you know, and it's okay. But, man, I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. Like I said, I know that was really gonna touch and really hit home for a lot of people. And if it triggers some people, hey, if it hit a nerve, it must be relatable. But that's what we do over here, man. But we all do it. We do it for the greater good. But man, that's the vid, bro, man. I see y'all in the other one, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all always know that I love y'all unconditionally, man. Y'all be safe out there, bro. Peace.